Tonight, I would like to take a couple of seconds out just to mention a couple of people have asked about my mental health, and so far I'm doing pretty good. These videos that I'm making are trying to help other teachers during the pandemic and possibly students, just to bring awareness to other people. So, the first thing I want to do is talk about the mental health of students and teachers. The first thing we need to do is make ourselves aware of the symptoms that are happening with them. There are short-term and long-term emotional issues and changes that may happen with them. And when this happens or when this occurs, we need to, as teachers, not push them away and be overbearing at first. We need to just be slow and gradual and, in some ways, I guess, play the long game. They could exhibit bouts of anger, lower their grades or their performances. They may even blame themselves for what's going on. You may also see parts of tiredness or insomnia, headaches, and worst case scenario, you may see examples of self-harm, whether they're cutting themselves or possibly talking about contemplating or attempting suicide. Those are where we really need to intervene as much as we can. So the more important question is, at this time, what can teachers and mentors do, coaches, in this situation? The first and most important aspect is building relationships with your students. A few years ago, students were polled in several different high schools as to listing off at least one person in the school that they felt comfortable talking to with serious issues. Luckily, at least everyone in most of the high schools that I've talked to for other teachers have mentioned that there's at least one student or one name that each student was able to put down. That is very important, especially with mental health issues. So we got to build the relationships. For the younger students, it seems easier because they're around the one teacher or a few teachers for most of the day. As they get older, we have less time with them, which makes it more difficult. The other thing is, we need to, when we notice that these changings are coming about, we need to not be as possibly passive aggressive if we have that tendency, limit sarcasm, and exceptionally disparaging remarks towards any of those students. We also may need to make accommodations. Since COVID, we have learned that we have to adapt even more than we've ever done before. We may need to also make accommodations like we've already done with quarantine students and other issues that students are facing. The most important aspect out of everything that I'm explaining or trying to get through is any teacher, the most important part is do not get over your head. If you're in a situation where you feel that you need to reach out, reach out. Go to parents, go to your school counselors, or your principal, or anyone else, social workers, anyone else in the district that may be able to help you with those issues. You're not in this alone. Just like the students, we are there for them and helping in any way that we possibly can. I did this because a former student and someone who's following my channel asked me to do this. I would like to welcome anyone else who has any issues or would like to see a future discussion to go ahead and also just make any comment in the section and let me know what it is that you would like to see. Thank you for your time.